So is there an app that could be used to read your screenplay out loud using AI-enhanced voices or AI-generated voices that actually works, but is safe to use and it won't steal your data or your script, and it cares about the ethical sourcing of the voices? Well, in this video, I'm going to review apps that I think meet this criteria. So there's tons of apps that can do this now. Apps like Speechify and Screenplayer and Descript and Talking Scripts and apps like that. So if you want to know why I'm not going to be talking about those apps in this video, I would say go watch my other video where I do a whole deep dive on voice AI and what it means for screenwriters who are concerned about the ethical sourcing of voices in all their apps, including screenplay apps. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at 6 apps specifically, and these are apps that I think pass the muster. Near as I can tell, they are not going to steal your data. So 4 of these are apps that I referred to in my other video as local processing apps, which means that all of the processing happens on your device. But I'm also going to review 2 apps at the end that use voice cloning, which sound much better than the voices on your system. So stick around for that. So I'm going to go through these apps and kind of show you how they work and show you what some of them do that are kind of unique. So I thought I'd have a little fun with this. I came up with a nice little one-page script about a father who changes his daughter into a cat. It's got lots of twists and turns, but we're going to try it out. We're going to see how it sounds. Once again, if you find this video helpful, go ahead and leave a nice comment and make sure to subscribe so you get the next video. Okay, so the first one I'm going to look at is Final Draft. Final Draft has been around for a long time. So the latest version is Final Draft 13. Right now, if you wanted to buy it, it would be $200, or it's $100 if you already have Final Draft 12 and you want to upgrade. So both versions have the Tableread tool on them, but if you're using Final Draft 12, some of the system voices on your system may not be available in Final Draft 12. I found that out the hard way while I was doing this review. So if you're wondering why you're not seeing all of the voices on your system, it may be because you have to upgrade. Final Draft does offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's kind of one of their selling points. If you're not quite ready to buy it, there is Final Draft Suite, which includes Final Draft on it. It's a subscription service. It's basically a cloud service. It's normally $100 a year, but there is a 14-day free trial. So if you wanted to just try it out, you could do that. I'm not sure if you have to purchase Final Draft in order to get the trial or if it's included. I'm not really sure, but there you go. Okay, so I've got Final Draft up here. For those who are familiar with this app already, I'm not going to go into all the other features that the app has. I'm just going to focus on the sound portion, which you can find by going to Tools. And there's 2 options here, one that says Speech Control and one that says Assign Voices. To get started, you just hit Assign Voices, and this menu comes up, and it's already showing you all the different characters that you have in the movie or in the script, and it's asking you which of these actors do you want to assign to each role. And so for the actors, you click the Actors tab, and it's going to show you all the different options and who you want to voice those different actors. So the voices, like I said, they're generated from your local device. So these are just the voices that are on my device already. Most of them are not great. And you could just click on them.
Hello, this is Karen.
And try them.
Hello, this is Moira.
Some of these are very robotic sounding, and they're not going to sound very good.
Hello, this is Rocco, English, US.
I mean, if you want to have the script read to you like that, I suppose you could, but most of these are not going to be that great. But there's another option, and that involves adding voices to the system that you don't already have. So for instance, if you're using a Mac, I'm using a Mac. If you go to your system settings and click on accessibility and click on spoken content, it's going to come up with this screen. I'm using, I believe, Sonora. And I'm not sure what it's going to look like on your system, but this is what it looks like on mine. If you're using Windows, I'm not really sure how it's going to look, but just go into your system settings to see what voices you have. So under System Voice, you just click on it and you can see all the different options that you have access to. Now, when I did this, not all of these like premium and enhanced voices were here. I had to add them by going to manage voices down here. I don't know if that's on my screen or not, but let me move it up so you can see that. Manage voices. So when you click on manage voices, it's going to show you a lot more voices that you might not already have on your system. If it has a cloud next to it, then it means that you haven't downloaded it yet. So some of these ones that, this one that has a garbage can next to it, that means I've already downloaded it. So I downloaded it because it actually doesn't sound terrible. But yeah, that's how you would add it. And then you add it on this screen. And then once you actually see it as part of the list on your system, then you can use it in Final Draft. So in here, oh shoot, what was Man 1? I don't remember what Man 1 was. Yeah, because I already went through a lot of these. Maybe Nathan Enhanced.
Hello, this is Nathan Enhanced.
That one's not terrible. Oh, no, Man 2 is Nathan. Let me remember here. So Evan, I think, was Man 1. Yeah, Evan.
Hello, this is Evan Enhanced.
So still still kind of sounds robotic sounding, but a little bit better than some of the other voices that are on the system. I think narrator I have set to Man 1, so narrator is going to sound like Evan, if that makes sense. So again, you have characters, and each of your characters are assigned to a different actor. So Carl is assigned to Man 2, Carol is assigned to Man 1, Woman 1, and the cat is assigned to Girl 1. So if you go back to actor, you can see who's going to play those. So Man 1 is Evan, Woman 1 is Zoe, and Girl 1 is Joelle, which is a voice I love. You're going to love it. So this isn't going to sound super normal, but it's the best I could do. So once you have all of your characters assigned, then you go to speech control under tools, and then this little pop-up will pop up. Read along is if you want it to actually highlight it as you're going. You'll see what I mean in a second. So I'm just going to play it and see how it sounds.
Carl sits on a bench with his wife, Carol. It's a beautiful day, and they are both eating ice cream cones, without a care in the world. Suddenly, Carl notices something across the park. It is an orange cat.
Oh no.
Looking at Carol.
I've done something bad and I'm hoping you can forgive me.
What did you do?
The orange cat makes eye contact and starts to run toward them.
First of all, I want you to know I love you very much, and I don't want this moment to end.
Getting angry.
For the love of God, what did you do?
The cat plops down in front of Carl, looking up at him. The cat is not pleased.
Dad, what the hell?
Carol is horrified.
Did you change our daughter into a cat?
I did.
I want a divorce.
I understand.
All right, there you go. So, yeah, obviously, I think Carl, the voice for Carl was just very choppy, not very good. The voice for the cat, just chef's kiss. So, not super great, but I mean, if you're on a budget and you already have this app, doesn't hurt to give it a shot. So the next one's kind of a fun one, Scriptation. The thing that this app is known for is that you can mark it up very easily. You can mark up your script like with a pencil. So I imagine it would be very convenient to use on a tablet if you wanted to just make notes on a script as if you were writing on it with a pen. There is a permanent free version, but it only includes the reader mode. So if you want it to actually read your script out loud, you'll need the pro version. That's $14.99 a month, or $8.33 a month if you bill it annually. It does include a 14-day free trial though, so you can try it out if you want to. Okay, so this is Scriptation. So it's gonna come up with instructions on how to get started with your first script. It's pretty simple. If you just find your script wherever it is on your phone or your iCloud or whatever, and then just tap share, and then just share it with the app, and then it'll show up in the side menu here in one of these folders. Mine showed up in the On My Phone folder, so just look for it there. So I'm going to close that and open my script. This is what the script view looks like initially. It's going to look better. I'm not sure you can even read that, but so you're going to click on read, and then it's going to come up with the read viewer. And if you're in the read function, you would start by clicking on the people here at the top, and then that's going to show your characters. Once again, it automatically detects the characters, and then you click on the characters one by one, and you assign them characters down here where it says voice. And same thing, it's going to show you your system voices, except Scriptation is going to show you even fewer options than the other apps, unfortunately. But nevertheless, you pick the voice that you want, and you can adjust the pitch and the speaking rate. But once you're done, just tap outside the field of that menu, and you'll get back to the view. There's a settings tab here where you can change the setting for a lot of different things. And actually, one of the things I kind of like about this app is that the settings for what it reads and when is a lot more simple. So it'll tell you specifically what do you want it to read. So for example, character names is automatically selected. If you leave that selected on voice, then the narrator will read all the character names before the dialogue is read. Parentheticals is also an option here, which is kind of interesting. If you don't want the character, or if you don't want the narrator to read the parentheticals, which are also called Rileys in the industry, are these little parenthetical statements in the dialogue, which sometimes has action and sometimes it sort of dictates the way the line is supposed to be read. So sometimes it makes sense to read those and sometimes it doesn't. So that's where you can select to have those read. But yeah, I think compared to all the other apps, this part of it is a little bit more straightforward, but this is also where you change the voice of the narrator. You click narrator and it brings you to a similar looking page to the other characters. And I selected Daniel. So yeah. And then down here, you can change the speaking rate globally. So it'll change the speaking rate for all of it, like the narrator and the dialogue, if you want to just do like a speed run. And the people down here, if you tap on this, it'll toggle through. So if you just want to read the script, it'll literally play and it won't even read anything. It'll just scroll for you. If you select it once, it'll have one person, and that means the narrator will read everything. It'll read all the dialogue and everything. But if you select it again, then multiple people will come up, and that basically means every character will be read by the voice of that character. And that's pretty much all there is to know about this app. It's very straightforward, very simple. It kind of looks nice. It's easy on the eyes. Like you can, sit down with it on your phone and I can actually see myself reading a script using this app. It's actually kind of nice to look at. So once again, here we go. This is the best I could do with the system voices that are available.
Carl sits on a bench with his wife, Carol. It's a beautiful day, and they are both eating ice cream cones, without a care in the world. Suddenly, Carl notices something across the park. It is an orange cat.
Oh no.
Looking at Carol.
I've done something bad and I'm hoping you can forgive me.
What did you do?
The orange cat makes eye contact and starts to run toward them.
First of all, I want you to know I love you very much and I don't want this moment to end.
Getting angry.
For the love of God, what did you do?
The cat plops down in front of Carl, looking up at him. The cat is not pleased.
Dad, what the hell?
Carol is horrified.
Did you change our daughter into a cat?
I did.
I want a divorce.
Carl.
So I didn't realize that one of the things I goofed on is under character names, I had it set to off. I should have had it set to view. So that way you can still see the character names. That was a goof on my part. So if any of these things you don't even want to see it, then you can just select it to off. My apologies for not making that distinction. But yeah, there you go. Very simple app, very easy to use. If you want to exit this script view, just hit the X up at the top, and that'll take you back out. So just real quick, this is the desktop view, just to give you an idea of what you're looking at. Again, you have the annotation options up here, so you can like highlight a line of dialogue, for example, and there's a sound button here, which if you click on the sound button, then anywhere you click on the script, it's just going to drop a little sound button in there, and it's going to give you the option to record down here at the bottom. So if I wanted to record something and just drop it right there in the script and then send it to somebody, and you know, if you want to give feedback to somebody, or if you just want to leave yourself notes on various different parts, or if you just want to try out different line readings, you know, that's another thing you could do. So kind of an interesting app. There you go. That's Scriptation. So the next app is Script Rehearser. This is a mobile app that's based in the UK. As the name implies, it is mostly a rehearsing app. So actors can use it to rehearse their lines. So most of the features on the app serve that purpose. Apparently it can also be used with Apple Watch or Android Wear. So if you're an actor and you want a hands-free experience while you're trying to rehearse your lines, you can do it that way too, which is kind of cool. There is a free version, but you are going to want the pro version in order to have it read your screenplay. And that is $7.99 per year, or it's $29.99 for a lifetime purchase. So it's basically $30 and you own it. There's also a 30-day trial for the pro version as well too. So if you just want to try it out, you can do that too. Okay, so this is Script Rehearser. This is the main menu that you see when you log in on your phone. You can see it's got the main option right here, script rehearsing or start rehearsing, which will take you to the main screen. If you want to unlock the pro features to try them out, you're going to want to click Pro Features, and that's going to come up with another menu here. I've already selected it, so I'm trying it out, so it's already grayed out for me, but make sure to turn that on if you want to try all the features. But then click Start Rehearsing, and it'll take you to this menu, kind of a sub-menu for the scripts themselves. So if you want to import, you just click the little plus button, and it'll give you all these different options. If you want to create one through the app, you can do that, or you can import it using different file formats. I just imported a PDF. I just created a PDF from my other script writing program, so that's how I imported it. This is the script. This is what it looks like. It kind of looks a little bit different. You have a little menu down here. The one that you will pay attention to is the one with the people, because that's where you change the voices. So again, similar to the other apps, you just go in here and you change who you want the voices on the system to play. So I've already gone through and selected which voices sound the best. They all sound pretty bad, to be honest, but this is what it looks like. If you want to change it, you just click on the name, and then it'll come up with all the different names or all the different voices on your system. And again, very limited compared to what's on my MacBook. It's got a lot of the same name, or a lot of the same voices, but it's a little bit easier than it is in Final Draft, to be honest. You'd probably disregard these because, again, you'd only use these if you wanted to rehearse. So once you have your characters selected, then you go back to your app and you can play it back.
Carl sits on a bench with his wife, Carol. It's a beautiful day, and they are both eating ice cream cones, without a care in the world. Suddenly, Carl notices something across the park. It is an orange cat.
Carol, I've done something bad and I'm mocking you can forgive me.
I made him French. There weren't very many good voices in there, so I just decided to make Carl French, and I believe Carol is British?
What did you do?
The orange cat makes eye contact and starts to run toward them.
First of all, I want you to know I love you very much and I don't want this moment to end.
Getting angry, for the love of God, what did you do?
The cat plops down in front of Carl, looking up at him. The cat is not pleased.
Dad, what the hell?
Carol is horrified.
Did you change our daughter into a cat?
I did.
I want a divorce.
I understand.
I understand. So not very good, but there you go. So I didn't talk about Celtex in the last video because I was under the impression that it was a wrapper app because it has certain integrations, or so I was told. It does integrate with Adobe Premiere. So if you wanted to record a voiceover in Adobe, you could drop it right into Celtex. I was also told that it integrates with Wellsaid, but it only integrates with Wellsaid indirectly in that you could record it totally separately in Wellsaid and then import it into Celtex. I wasn't able to test any of those features. I assume that they're only available in the paid version if you buy it. But yeah, if you see something out there that makes it seem like this is a wrapper app, it's really not. And you'll see in my review here that all of the voices are basically the same system voices I've been using for the other apps so far. But anyways, a lot of people know about Celtex. It's been around for a long time, just like Final Draft. It is $11.24 a month for a writer subscription, which is billed annually, and it includes up to 3 projects. There is a Writer Pro option that includes unlimited projects. The read-through feature that we're looking at is available at all levels though. So if you just have one script and you want to have it read your script, you could just get the basic version. It does have a 7-day free trial, but there is a free version that you can continue using after the trial expires. And they also offer student pricing. So there's that. Okay, so this is Celtex. This is the web version. As you can see, we've got my script open here. I'm not going to go into too much detail about all the other stuff in the app. I'm just going to show you the read-through feature. You're going to want to come up to View, and then select Tools. You can select each one of these different tools one at a time, but I'm just going to select all. So they're all going to come up here in the little toolbar menu on the side. So when you click on the read through, this menu is going to come up. As you can see, it already recognizes all of my characters, which is nice. And when you click on each one, it's going to give you the option to once again select all the different voices. Again, these are basically the same voices that are in Final Draft. They're all system voices basically. It does make it a little easier to change the pitch and the rate and stuff like that. Apparently I have a typo in my version of the script. There's a K roll. I don't know how that happened. That's kind of interesting. So I'm not going to have it read the whole thing because it's all basically the same voices. I will read one line though.
Dad, what the hell?
I just love that line. But yeah, it's very simple. Again, this is the free version. I did reach out to support to see if I would have to pay for the full version to get more features, but they said no, it's basically the same thing. So that's all there is to it. Okay, so that's it for the local processor apps. There's 2 apps though that use voice clones, meaning these are voices that are based on real paid actors who were paid and compensated for their voices. And the first of these apps that I'm going to review is Wellsaid. So Wellsaid's going to take a little bit of explaining. First off, the voices are bar none the best that I looked at. I don't know if they're the best overall, because like I said, I didn't look at all the other apps. I certainly didn't look at any of the enterprise models like Amazon Poly or anything like that. But of the apps I actually did look at, these voices are amazing. There are dozens available to you if you get the 7-day free trial, which is what I did. But if you upgrade, there's over 200 voices that you can choose from, and they all sound pretty incredible. So there's 2 main drawbacks to Wellsaid. One is the price. It's $55 a month or $50 a month if you pay for it annually. And believe it or not, that's for the basic version, but you do own all the outputs that you generate from it. So on this app, you're actually creating a single audio file at the end of it, and it just recreates all the voices and puts them together. The other big drawback, which is the big drawback, is that it's not designed to import your scripts automatically. With the other apps, it will automatically recognize your characters and you could just assign voices that way, but in this app, it doesn't work that way. You have to do it either one at a time if you're using the free version, which is what I'm going to show you in a minute. Or if you pay for the full version, there's supposedly a way to import it in batches. So you can import the entire block and then assign certain lines to different voices, which sounds very cumbersome, but it is at least a little bit better than doing it one block at a time. The point is that it's not automated the way the other apps are. So you have to, there's a little bit more manual effort at the front end to set it up. Like I said, there's probably more features with the Pro version, but I didn't look at the Pro version. This is just the free version. But I'm going to show you the free version just to give you a sense of what the voices sound like and kind of how the app works and how it looks and feels and stuff like that. So this is what that looks like. Okay, so I have Wellsaid pulled up on my browser here. It might look different on your desktop, but I'm just going to show you kind of what the program can do. So I think this will be good enough. So if you click on projects here to get started, click on new to create a new project. Create the project, and then it's going to come up with your voice tab by default. And then these are all the voices that you can add so that you can add them later to your script. And I'll show you what that means. But yeah, once again, you can just add, you could just check
Great
it.
ideas don't have to be complicated to be powerful.
Yeah, you could just test out all these different voices.
Great ideas don't have to be complicated to be powerful.
And so the way it works is if you select on one of these, it will automatically drop it into your project. And you can see this is just giving you one dialog box, which it's asking you to paste your script into. The problem with this app is that you're going to have to put the script in like one at a time. So like if you wanted to put some of this, like maybe Carol's dialogue in this, you could go to the script and then copy her line of dialogue and then paste it into the dialog box and play it that way.
What did you do?
And so what I did was I just basically took one line of dialogue and I created one line of dialogue for that one voice, and then it generated it. And it also counts that as a take. That is a take. So if you see this up at the top here where it says I now have 21 takes before my trial is expired, that is what they're counting. So, but if you wanted to have a whole script read to you, what you'd have to do is you'd have to plop these in one at a time. So for the next round of dialogue, you just go new section, and then it's going to automatically pick probably the last one that you had, and you click on the voice, and then it comes up with your voice dialog box again, so you can choose somebody else. So I might choose Anthony.
Great ideas don't have to be complicated to be powerful.
The conversational version. And finish the take.
First of all, I want you to know I love you very much, and I don't want this moment to end.
That one was kind of okay, but you get the point. So I went ahead and did that with the script just to drop them all in, and I kind of played with the voices a little bit just to see what would sound good. So there is an option with the full version where you can combine all the clips into one, so you wouldn't have to play them back one at a time. That option's not available in the trial version, so I'm just going to play them back one at a time. And here we go. This is the best I could do here. Let's check it out.
EXT. Park day. Carl sits on a bench with his wife, Carol. It's a beautiful day, and they are both eating ice cream cones, without a care in the world. Suddenly, Carl notices something across the park. It is an orange cat.
Oh no. I've done something bad, and I'm hoping you can forgive me.
What did you do?
The orange cat makes eye contact and starts to run toward them.
First of all, I want you to know I love you very much, and I don't want this moment to end.
For the love of God, what did you do?
The cat plops down in front of Carl, looking up at him. The cat is not pleased.
Dad, what the hell?
Carol is horrified.
Did you change our daughter into a cat?
I did.
I want a divorce.
I understand.
Okay, so once again, some of those are delightful. This one is probably my favorite line.
I want a divorce.
I freaking love that. Another thing too is like when it's playing it back, you can control the pauses in between too. So when before you're combining the clip, it's going to combine them with all these different lengths of pauses and stuff like that. So just imagine like it's going to produce a single file that just reads the whole thing right through. So I think once again, this app is probably ideal for people who want to produce results that they can show people. Like maybe they want to produce a video or an audio version of the scripts that they can just send to somebody. I think it would be good for that. Like if you're trying to maybe raise money to make the movie, or if you want to get feedback on what you have in your head about what the voices sound like maybe. But as far as like, if you just want to have it read to you, just to hear it and to, you know, just for the sake of writing or whatever, it's a little bit cumbersome. But as you can see, it's very powerful. And like I said, all these voices in this app are ethically sourced. So there you go. Okay, and that brings us to the last one, which is Tableread Pro. I actually think this is the best option that ticks all the boxes. It features ethically sourced voices that sound fine. They don't sound nearly as great as Wellsaid, but the app is designed the way the other apps are, so that you can just drop the script in there and it automatically detects all the characters. You just assign them voices and you're off to the races. This is the one app that I actually did try with my feature-length script, and it literally took me 20 minutes to set it up. And then boom, I was listening to my entire script be read. Now, it wasn't perfect. There were certain issues, the issues with punctuation, and it does read the parentheticals in the narrator's voice, so that's nice. But yeah, this is the one app that I used to read my entire screenplay, and it actually kind of worked. I mean, like I said, it didn't sound perfect, but it sounded better than I expected. So if you didn't watch my other video, this app uses Acapela voices from the Acapela group. Acapela makes their voices available to download if you're using Android or PC, but not on Apple. But there are some apps on Apple that let you use their voices, and this is one of them. So if you want to have access to Acapela voices, then you can use this app. And so with this one, there is a free version, but if you want to be able to have access to all the voices, you're going to want the pro version, which is $3 a month, which is not bad if you ask me. Okay, so here's Tableread. When you open it up, it brings you to this screen. It'll show you the list of all the scripts that you have already imported. I've already imported one script. Down here at the bottom, you're going to have a little bit of menu of options. The one that you'd want to take a look at is voices, and this is going to show you all the voices you have access to. It's a little bit tricky. So just from poking around, NT is probably the least desirable voices that you'll want. It's a very small file size. It says they're prone to skip words and enunciation issues. NV is kind of like the middle of the road. These voices sound fine. HQ is supposedly the best one, but it says these are better for inflection, but because there's more machine processing, there's more actual processing going on when you play back these voices, they tend to sound robotic sometimes. So overall, they're definitely better, but keep that in mind. So some of the voices might vary, and that might be why they vary. So in some cases, if you are fine with the voice sounding a little bit more flat in the scene, it might actually sound better. And again, this is also a Rehearser app, so sometimes that's good enough. But I've downloaded a couple here. You can kind of hear what they sound like.
Make your table read really come to life.
Make your table read really come to life.
Make your table read really come to life.
Yeah, you could just go through these, and you can also see I have adult selected here. So you can actually filter by the age of the cast member that you're going to have voicing this. So if you choose teen.
Make your table read really come to life. Have it read by an entire cast of characters.
That doesn't quite sound like a teenager to me, but that is listed as teenager, and you also have child here.
Make your table read really come to life.
Anyways, you get the idea. So you could just play around with the voices. They're definitely leagues better than the voices that are on your system. Some of them are hit and miss, but again, it's when you start playing with the settings on the voices, like you change the pitch and the speed and stuff like that. That's when you start to notice some artifacting and stuff like that. But for the most part, these voices are way better. One thing I will have to point out is as I'm showing you this, every time I go to the script view, it's going to start playing the script. And I tried for probably a good 45 minutes. I researched how to shut off the autoplay feature, and there's no way to turn off the autoplay feature, near as I can tell. I just gave up. I don't know how to do it. So the autoplay feature, not being able to turn it off, is probably the only downside to this app, to be honest. So just keep that in mind as I get frustrated as I show you the rest of this app.
Carl sits on a bench with his...
So down here is where, when you get to the main view, you have to hit stop. But anyways, the rest of this app is pretty dope. So this is what it looks like. The script view, it kind of looks like any other screenplay type app. Characters, if you click on characters, the first thing you're going to want to do is click setup. And this came up as soon as I imported it into the app, which is nice. It already recognized all my characters. But then, yeah, you click on each of these characters, and this is where you would assign the voices. So the voice I have selected is Harold. You can also change the rate at which they're talking, the shape of the voice, deeper versus squeakier. Normally they call that pitch. But yeah, this is where you would pick where the voices would come from. Again, the preview tab is down. I love how on this screen, it does not autoplay. You actually have to press the button.
Make your table read really come to life.
And so the last thing I'll show you before I play my little piece of art here is the quick access. If you toggle this on, this comes up. And again, you can select which character you're rehearsing from this view as well. You can also change stuff about the character by clicking on the little person here, and that'll take you to the screen as well. So that's another way to navigate it. So if you have
For the love of God.
So if you have the quick access on, you can just navigate it that way. All right, here we go.
Carl sits on a bench with his wife, Carol. It's a beautiful day, and they are both eating ice cream cones, without a care in the world. Suddenly, Carl notices something across the park. It is an orange cat.
Oh no.
Looking at Carol.
I've done something bad and I'm hoping you can forgive me.
What did you do?
The orange cat makes eye contact and starts to run toward them.
First of all, I want you to know I love you very much, and I don't want this moment to end.
Getting angry.
For the love of God, what did you do?
The cat plops down in front of Carl, looking up at him. The cat is not pleased.
Dad, what the hell?
Carol is horrified.
Did you change our daughter into a cat?
I did.
I want a divorce.
I understand.
Carl sits on a bench with his wife.
That's what it sounds like. So again, if I was playing with this a little bit more, I could probably do a little bit better job with the voices, but that's just what I was able to do in a fairly short period of time. Like, it didn't take me very long to learn this app at all. So it's just nice having access to decent sounding voices that are not the voices on your system. But yeah, there you go. That's Tableread in a nutshell. So there you have it. Like I said, these are the apps that tick all the boxes at the beginning of this video. They respect your privacy, they respect your data, they didn't steal voices from the internet. As far as the apps that use system voices, mileage may vary, like I said. If there is a way to download additional voices to your computer that you can use in some of these apps, that might be a way to go. If the app is compatible with those voices, like I said, Final Draft 12 was not compatible with some of the voices that were downloaded to my computer, so I assume that compatibility will be an issue with any apps, but that could change. I certainly hope that Acapela Group makes its voices available so that you can download more of them. So yeah, if you end up checking out any of these apps, let me know. All right, that's all I got, and I will see you in the next video.